Let's go! 3 idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runs sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but oh, Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened.
Chad Berger, Brian Dawson with USD.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.
Good evening, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to Coyote Nation. Welcome into Season 2, Episode 19 of the Howling Podcast, where we believe Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It's okay to drive when it's snowing outside, and the Pop-Tarts Bowl is overrated. We're all here tonight. Chad Berger, Mark Wendt, and yours truly all ready to go. The much-anticipated interview with USD Women's Basketball legends Liv Korngable and Chloe Lamb is coming up momentarily, and we will recap the men's basketball game against Mount Marty this afternoon. Then we will look ahead to the upcoming week as things begin to pick up as the spring semester approaches in January. iChart of the Week and our Dairy Queen Player of the Week to close out the show as always. But first, some business. Quick disclaimer, the opinions on this show are Mark, Chad's, and myself, do not represent USD or USD Athletics. Social channels, you can find us on X at HowWithUs3, myself at JD605, Mark at WDiamond605, and Chad at Chad Berger, BIRGER, at Chad Berger. On Facebook, search The Howling Podcast. If you're joining us there, thank you. Please like and follow our page. On YouTube, at The Howling Podcast, please smash that subscribe button. And lastly, Instagram, just search _Howling_podcast. That's all the social channels. Now, as always, tonight's show is brought to you by our friends at 19 Brewing Company in Vermilion. So before we get going tonight, let's get a quick word from Katie at 19 Brewing Company.
Looking for a place where good beer meets better company? Welcome to 19 Brewing Company, Vermilion's first craft brewery and home to Coyote Legacy Blonde Ale. Brought to you by 2 USD alumni, Coyote Legacy isn't just any beer. It's a chance to give back to student scholarships while enjoying a refreshing blonde ale. With 12 rotating taps, a flavor at your self-seltzer, and homemade root beer, we have something for every Coyote fan. 19 Brewing Company. Good beer, better company.
With that, welcome in Chad and Mark. Merry Christmas, guys, to you and your family. 3 days left of the year. I'm sorry, Mark. What is that? Oh, I just keep interrupting over the top of what you're about to.
Yeah, technical difficulties. Yeah. Yeah. I might have more to say about that later. So,
all right. Well, I went and watched a wonderful Christmas movie on Christmas Eve with my mother, Die Hard, and just enjoyed the heck out of it. And, had a great Christmas Eve candlelight service at church, Christmas morning service, and then, everything else went great. Hopefully you guys had a good one as well.
That was a good time. Good time.
Yes. And again, I would love to shout out my better half for getting me the greatest Christmas present of all, an autobiography about my Coyote fandom. Copies are currently being printed. Yippee Yo, Coyote Sports Fiascos, 240 pages of non-AI written material. So I don't know. I haven't decided if I want to do a segment each show upcoming, because some of this stuff is quite funny, like a paragraph or two. But it's a 2025 national bestseller, hitting bookstores never.
Maybe we can schedule a reading down at 19 Brewing Company for a post game.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Well, I mean,
I could just forget the book and just meet some folks down there too, just to chat.
Yeah, make it work.
Yes, both are great ideas.
Amen.
Well, Mark, not a busy week for USD Athletics. What happened?
This afternoon, the men's basketball team, new look men's basketball team. We'll get into that here. After a bit, defeated Mount Marty, 85-61. Good win for them, much needed win for them. And that's that.
Oh, That's quicker than usual. Yeah. Well, Jordan, we ready?
Yes, let's do it. The much anticipated interview. New friends of the show, Chloe Lamb, Liv Korngable. We got to chat with them this summer about what they've been up to and numerous other topics. If you're watching on any of the social channels, want to leave a comment, we'll try to get those up after this pre-recorded interview. Happy to chat about Chloe and Liv, and very appreciative of them taking time out of their summer to sit down with us. So without further ado, here's our interview with Chloe Lamb and Liv Korngable. And we now welcome to the show two USD Women's Basketball all-time greats, Chloe Lamb, Liv Korngable. Welcome to the Howling Podcast.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Yes, happy to be
So
here.
exciting.
So exciting.
Well,
Good to see
I
you.
wanted to start off with a really easy one. Okay, so Liv, we'll start with you and then we'll go to Chloe. Talk about the recruiting process. Think all the way back to high school. Talk about your recruiting process, how that went, and why you ultimately chose University of South Dakota.
My recruiting process was, I think, rocky. I didn't really know if I wanted to play in college, but my mom really pushed me to. And then as the process went on, had some Division II, some mid-major interest, and then my junior year of high school, I tore my ACL. And after that, you know, you can find a girl who can shoot and pass anywhere around the country. So I wasn't very highly valuable at that point. And my AAU coaches, Nick Storm and Tim Pepper with the Minnesota Fury, they sent out my film to people, and Coach P was one of them. And I wasn't really excited throughout the process. It was, you know, nerve-wracking, and it's hard to know what to ask and what you want in that situation. And when I got to USD, I finally felt like excited about the process and the potential of playing in college. And I think that was the size of the town, Coach P's energy, and just the exciting history of South Dakota women's basketball. So it was a no-brainer for me. And I thank Coach P for the great opportunity and really taking a chance on me while I was still rehabbing.
I think for me, a little bit differently, I played AAU like my first couple years of high school, and then not towards the end. Living in the middle of nowhere obviously doesn't help with travel and all of that in the summer for AAU. So the way that I kind of helped recruit myself was to go to elite camps. And so that was kind of something that I grew up doing, especially with an older sister. Felt like I was always going to camps with her. And so it was kind of just what we did. And so I remember kind of going into like the summer before my senior year, and had like some Division II offers, some mid-major in the Summit League, but they are all pretty like regional, which I guess was what I wanted. Wasn't wanting to go very far from home. And then I had some talks with Coach Williams when she was at USD, but nothing really had kind of resulted from that. And then when Coach P got there, she, you know, had invited me to elite camp, went there. And I actually remember like going to that elite camp, like, okay, I need to do well. So they offer me and I can go to school here. It was kind of just the place that I wanted to go. I grew up in a town that was unfortunately a lot of Jacks fans. And so I was just, you know, something had clicked where, you know, I knew I wanted to go to USD. And so that was kind of my goal, getting on campus during elite camp. And so, yeah, luckily they thought I played well enough and did some things well enough at elite camp. And yeah, from there, it was kind of just knew that that's what I wanted to do.
It certainly worked out for both of you. Now that you're a couple years removed from it, you obviously accomplished amazing things while you're here. What stands out to you now, looking back on your time for both of you?
Chloe, you can go ahead and start this one.
All right. That's a good question, Mark. I think, a lot of things, of course, and especially with us getting to play 5 years, that just adds on to the memories and, the success and the wins and the bus rides and all of that stuff. I think, though, looking back, like one of the things that I think was very like a turning point for not only like me individually, but I think for our group and I think for Liv and I specifically, was actually during COVID. And so, everything had shut down and the rest of the world seemed like it was kind of going crazy. And then here we are in Verm and things were fairly normal, right? And so Liv and I decided to just kind of stick around, stay in Verm, and we were playing outside on the concrete courts and the double rimmed hoops and the chain link nets. And I think that was kind of a time that, things were stripped away from us a little bit. And so really got to just play basketball. Like we were outside in the heat and in the sun and just playing lots of one-on-one, doing workouts without a basketball. And, as kind of crazy as that may seem, I feel like that's kind of a turning point for, like I said, the success that we had and kind of for the program too. And we really took that next leap, especially with the success that we had that previous season when things had gotten cut short. And so really using that time as like a springboard for us, that was meaningful. And that's always a time that I look back on very fondly of, which is weird to think about because it was such a, there was a lot of turmoil going on around us. But when it was, just us in a basketball outside, things seemed pretty simple.
And you had the giant Keira Duffy head at one point there.
Yep, my one and only production piece, my little claim to fame on Twitter for a little while. Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Deb and Keith Thomas for letting us use their backyard court during COVID. That was a very special experience. And that gets brought up all the time when we see them now. And just like Chloe said, a turning point for us at that time and really, brought you back to just shooting in your driveway as a kid. And so it really, I think, simplified the game for us and made things slow down. But I think you can't talk about, our journey without talking about our 5th year and that opportunity and how far we went there. Beating state in the Summit League tournament, that's always a highlight. And then being able to not only have the first NCAA win in USD Women's Basketball history, but a second one as well, and making it to the Sweet 16. I think during that time, it was such a business trip. Basketball was a business trip for Chloe and I. It was, a heated environment. It sometimes felt like life or death because we competed so hard because we wanted to be so successful. And so during that time, that run, you're not really thinking about this is going to be a really cool memory to look back on. Look at how much we've accomplished so far. I think now, 3 years removed, you can really see how special it was. But in the moment, you're just competing your ass off and trying so hard and trying to survive.
So besides the one-on-one games in the drive or the driveway or backyard hoop, what were some other memories maybe from road trips or other types of game situations that you all bring up when you get together with your old teammates and shoot the breeze and reminisce about the playing days, the glory days?
I think maybe not road trip, but like summer Verm was the place to be. Every summer when we would come back in June, you've lived with your parents for a month and you were like, I need to get back to Verm. I need to get back to my people. I need some structure. So that was always a really fun time. And we would play pickup during the summer, just kind of just the players, no coaches involved. And we had quite a few times that get brought up about like hyper competitiveness and balls being thrown at each other or words being exchanged, especially Little Four. They were freshmen or sophomores at that time. And so that was, I think, shocking to them at the time. So Kaya Watson, Maddie Kroll, Natalie Mazurik, Morgan Hansen, their class. So that gets brought up quite frequently, but it was always, because we wanted to be so successful and we're trying so hard. So we'd have our little rift and then we'd go home, make breakfast, and then, go home, make breakfast, and then an hour later we would be besties again. So
I'm not
gonna
gonna lie,
go fix
Liv,
my life.
if a face pops up behind you, our ratings are gonna skyrocket. For those listening to this, the lights just went out in this room.
I fear that might happen again, so I'm gonna move a little bit.
Well, let's ship it over to Chloe. Chloe, do you have any other memories?
Yeah, I think those are the ones that Liv was talking about are probably the ones that get brought up the most. I mean, imagine as a freshman coming in and, your fifth year seniors who are supposed to be wise and calm and cool and collected, and they're just like going at it and pick up. Like looking back at the time, right? Liv was talking about just super competitive, life or death moments, it feels like. And now looking back, it's like, gosh, what were we doing? But I like to think that, that fuel helped us be successful. Maybe that's delusional of me to say that and just find an excuse, but I'm gonna keep going for it. Otherwise, I think, you mentioned the bus trips, and I feel like that is a little cliche to say. But the Snapchat memories of different things on the bus of, someone napping and their mouth is wide open, or something stupid that someone said, a food mishap on the bus, or, just things like that, you might even forget about until some of those memories come back and we get to share those amongst each other and send back in the group chat. I think that was always a lot of fun. And sometimes, the basketball, of course, brings back a lot of good memories, but sometimes it's the ones that had nothing to do with basketball. It was just, when we had nothing else to do and we were all just hanging out. And again, someone said something stupid or took a funny picture. And like, those are the things that you always remember.
I'm really kind of hoping that years from now, we'll have this footage of you guys like the last dance for that team in 2022. I want to see in practice people chucking balls at each other, just cussing each other out, especially freshmen, right? Like, that's awesome. That was a good story. And you bring up the competitiveness, and I know as competitors, this game technically it ended in an L in the Sweet 16 game, but I kid you not, guys. You're a part of a couple year stretch there that will be talked about between USD fans, Summit League fans for generations to come, right? Like robbed because of COVID, and then run it back the next year. So I want to ask you guys, looking back on it, what was the feeling like running out of that tunnel and seeing all that red in Wichita? Just remember the atmosphere, like reminiscing on the atmosphere of that game, even before the game. Did they do a tunnel or something before, like out of the team hotel, things like that? Yeah, just kind of describe that experience in Wichita.
Yeah, I think, obviously the sea of red speaks for itself. I think something that hits close to home for me was even like some of the texts that I got, just like the good luck texts. And I had kind of referenced, a lot of people from home being fans of the other team in South Dakota and like getting texts from them that they were going to come to Wichita and watch. And I think we got really lucky that that's where our games were. And just, I think it does, you start to realize like, wow, we do reach a lot of people playing this game, and the way that we played it, and having a coach like Coach P and the coaching staff who, they bring an energy of themselves, and then kind of the brand of basketball that they were having us play, people really appreciated. And so I think that was something that I was super grateful for, was like, gosh, these people aren't even supposed to like my team. And now they're coming, they're coming to watch us and want us to do really well. And so, just people from home that were reaching out, saying that they were going to be there and wishing me luck and wishing our team luck and excited to see us play. That was something that I'll always remember.
Yeah, you mentioned the Coyote Walk, which we do at the Summit League tournament, and that started to follow us everywhere in the postseason, which was such a special experience to see everyone before the game and have the band going and the Coyote Crazies and dance team and cheer team, just to see the amount of people who, are making this extra stop to send us off and then are going to the game as quickly as they can and then participating there. The sea of red, the constant support, it's amazing. It's like Chloe said, it's crazy to think how far our reach is. Like my sister's coworker who's never watched basketball a day in their life, but they know someone who's playing in, this big tournament, so they turn it on. And so I think the reach is very cool, and yes, people coming out of the woodwork just to say good luck and wish you well.
Well, Liv, I can't have you on the show without bringing up something I caused a headache for you, I'm sure. I'm just going to play a little video from a press conference one day.
Oh, no.
And we can
discuss this up is
how
crazy.
this needs to be.
1,000 career points. It's a special moment. What was going through your mind there when you were 1 point shy? Did you know you were 1 point shy? And if so, what was going through your mind as you were putting up shots to try and get over 1,000?
I did. Mark Wendt on Twitter, he's been keeping me updated. I had to mute him for a while because I didn't want to really know. Ignorance is bliss.
Well,
I stand by the fact that ignorance is bliss. I don't think, no one had told me before that. I don't think you were the only reason I knew, but I do think it was such a special experience for like my parents, especially. Like I enjoyed having all the support and the hype and the signs, but I think my parents really appreciated knowing that and being able to celebrate me in that way, because this was just as exceptional experience for them as parents that it was for me and Chloe as players. Our parents had so much fun.
They had more fun than we did, let's be honest.
Right. And I think I've told you before, Liv, but that's all Chad Berger's fault. Like he started that. I posted do you remember what the number was, Chad?
No, I don't.
Or something?
Yeah.
I was trying to get people to come to the game, so I said, "Hey, Liv Korngable is only 156 from 1,000. You better get some games because you don't know if she'll get there or not." And Chad told me he would buy me.
Exactly.
Chad was going to buy me season tickets for 10 straight years if he pulled it off. So that's kind of
that's pretty good deal.
So you should have muted Chad, not me.
I'm happy to be used as a promotion for more fans.
Liv, do you still have Mark muted?
No, I do not. Okay. Mark is fully on my timeline.
For better or for worse.
I know. I'm bummed about the things I probably missed during that time. There's a lot of good content on Mark's page.
So talk about some of the other teammates that you played with during your time at USD. You both came in 2017. Who were some of the people you looked up to, as freshmen? And then, as you kind of, went through your 5 years at USD, some of the other people that came in and played with you. You mentioned a few earlier, but I thought maybe you wanted to throw a few names out there.
This isn't very fair because now we're going to miss someone. And as soon as we finish this podcast, I'm going to feel bad about it. So I'll do my best here to answer some. Maybe Liv can pick up my slack. I think into freshman year, obviously one of the first people that I was looking up to was Allison Arns. She was someone that, was just looked up to by a lot of people on the team when I got there. She just seemed to do the right things at the right time all the time. And so she was someone that I, looked up to, and her advice and her criticism always held a lot of weight for me. So I think she would be one that, I would be, a huge miss, even, if she's not mentioned in Coyote basketball history. So shout out to Al. Love her. She's awesome. She was great. I think another one obviously would be Kira Duffy. We, talking about that year, I got cut short because of COVID. Kira could shoot the heck out of the ball, was scoring. Like, she is a huge reason why we were as successful as we were. There's no one who got up more shots in the gym in my 5 years than Kira Duffy did. Like, she was in there all the time. And you could tell, like, all the work that she put in, you can just see how successful it helped her be. And so she was a great role model to, like, if you put in this work, this is the outcome that you're going to get. So she was a very good example of that kind of thing. So gotta answer with her as well. And then I think Hannah Shervin, like, we came in with Hannah. She had to sit out that first year, being a transfer, because those were the rules then. But she, I think really helped take our program to the next level. Being such a dominant player in her position in the Summit League, I think was something that, to my recent knowledge, the Summit League didn't really have a player like Hannah. And I could be totally wrong about that, but I'm biased, so I'm going to stick with it. But yeah, I think she kind of transformed our team as well. And, the like all of us, but how Hannah came in our freshman year, that first year that she was there, and where she ended her 5th year, I think that, her trajectory was just enormous, how much she grew, and, all the times that she helped us. I know it helped Liv and I to have someone so dominant on the inside, and free us up on the outside as well. So it was nice to be able to kind of tag team with her and have a little 1-2 punch with her on the inside as well.
Yeah, I guess I'll hit our underclassmen. So we mentioned Maddie Kroll, Kaya Watson, Natalie Mazurik, and Morgan Hansen. We were known, our class was known as the Big Four. We called ourselves the Big Four at one point. Myself, Chloe, Claude, and Mon, just because we lived together. And I can't remember where it came from. It came from like a TV show. And so when they came in, they nicknamed themselves the Little Four. And they, I think, really, as we were getting to be seniors and maybe a little bit more grandma-like, really brought back a sense of joy with playing basketball outside of off the court and on the court. And so I always appreciate that about them. In addition to Cassidy Carson, Grace Larkins, and Carly Duffney, they were also just our little freshmen who brought us joy and brought the energy and put in a ton of work in a very intense environment that we created for them. So just the small moments with them were really special.
Is that me?
Is it my turn?
Oh, it is me.
Jordan's
Okay. Well, I kind of lost track of the whole circle going around thing. All right. Enough about the past. We know what you guys are up to, but for Coyote Nation that may not, what are you guys up to these days? Chloe, we'll start with you.
All right. Currently at the University of Minnesota with Coach P and the staff, coaching basketball. I'm one of her assistants, kind of back with the gang. Everyone that I was coached by am now, sitting in some of those same seats. I just finished year one. A couple weeks ago, we started our summer session. So really kind of diving into year two here. Hopefully we just keep on the up and up. But I'm excited for it. It's been a lot of fun.
I just graduated with my doctorate in physical therapy, so I'm finally in adulthood and will be getting paid to work instead of the other way around, which I'm very excited about. So I'm job hunting right now, living in the Twin Cities. My family's down in Rochester, and I have a new baby nephew, so I've been enjoying to go home and see them and hang out with Chloe and getting the band back together and going to a lot of Gopher games.
Well, congrats to both of you. It's been fun to watch your journey. Liv, I can't believe it's already that time where you're done. So congrats on graduating.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm going to piggyback off of that question a little bit. Both of you were phenomenal students when you were at the University of South Dakota, both, multiple time, all conference, all academic, whatever the awards that were handed out. So Liv, you majored in like exercise science and kinesiology or something, which obviously led to where you are now. Chloe, what did you study at, and what do you remember about, going to school at Vermilion at USD?
I was also a kinesiology major. I didn't start that way. I started as a health science major, thinking I wanted to do something in the medical field. I think I don't even remember how many semesters I made it through that. Decided that it wasn't what I wanted to do. Liv was in the kinesiology department and only had really, really good things to say about her professors and the content. And so not really knowing what I wanted to do still, I switched over and got into kinesiology. And again, the support from those professors was great. We were our classes were in the same building as the arena. And so we were, right there for practice when we needed to be. Those professors were coming to our games all the time. So knew those faces really well. They knew us as students and as athletes. And so I think that just helped, build that relationship with them. Switched to kinesiology. Again, still not really knowing what I wanted to do with it yet. And then somewhere along the road, it was actually at an elite camp when I was coaching one of the teams that we had of high school girls there. And, we were playing 5-on-5 games, and I was helping them we were down and helping them with a comeback. And, after that game, I was kind of like, maybe this is something that I could do. I've had a lot of really, really great mentors, even going back into high school with Coach Sefner and then obviously with Coach P. And so that was kind of where that started. So yes, I do have my kinesiology degree, kind of, sort of, not really using it right now.
I know what that's like. I was a kinesiology sport management major as well.
Way to talk about yourself here, Jordan, during this interview.
That's my fault.
And Liv, are you doing your own practice now, or are you what are your plans here? Working for someone else?
Yes, planning on working for like a larger health organization. We'll hopefully have some good news by the end of the week. But in the meantime, working kind of as needed, part-time, in a transitional care facility. So doing that, getting a little dough in my pocket before I find where I want to work long term. So.
All right, Chloe, I got one for you. I sent you on a perhaps even more ridiculous quest than I did Liv. Maybe we can talk about a little bit about the ridiculous, the silliness I put you through here. So, and how it ended and how you ended up with that. Obviously, a great memento.
Yeah, great moment. The best one, the best accolade I have. Yes. What did I end with, Mark? 11?
Yes. And
Double
I think
digits.
You started I think you were either 6 or 7 when we started. So.
And that's a long, for me, that's a long ways to go from 6 or 7 to 11. Mark, do you remember the time that I got 10? What game it was?
I do.
Yeah.
I remember my phone absolutely blew up.
I think that, like I said, that was like my biggest accomplishment because, as Liv said, like you were putting a lot of weight on my shoulders for that one. I felt the pressure. Yep, Western Illinois 3-point shot, and obviously the Clove Lamb Gable, right? JD Gravina. So that was kind of added to it a little bit, but right in front of their bench, 3-pointer, I block it and I run to the other side of the court like I just won the Super Bowl. And I was so excited that maybe Mark would be off my back now for getting to double digits of blocks.
But you
so was this our 4th year? Was that our 4th or our 5th year?
I think that was 5th.
I'm looking at the stats. They've got you for 17 career blocks here, Chloe.
17?
Yeah.
That must have been 4th year.
The 4th year, yeah. Yep.
17. Wow. Okay.
So you got 7 in year 5.
Did I really though?
Maybe.
Did you get a growth spurt?
Must have.
Regular Matumbo over there.
Exactly. That's my nickname if you didn't know, Chad.
I think Mark's a little disappointed that ball is not framed on the wall behind you, right?
Behind me. We can make that happen.
I got her to sign one. The funny story about that ball, actually, the one that Chloe signed for me, we were at Leo's or the library. I can't remember which one, but we were looking for someone to take a photo. I handed the photo, my phone to Jack Cochran, who took the picture, and I was not smart enough to say maybe I can get one with former or eventual Super Bowl champion Jack Cochran. So
2-time
he took the photo.
Super Bowl champion. What a missed opportunity, Mark.
Do you still have the same phone, Mark?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, you're screwed.
Goodness. Just always got to give him photo creds to Jack.
Yes, exactly.
Well, in addition, I was going to say, in addition to, the women's basketball program, did you have multiple opportunities to go support the other student athletes at USD while you were there? And what were some of the memories of, maybe attending some of those events as well?
Go ahead, Liv.
Football always comes to mind. We didn't get a ton of chances to go because it was during our preseason and into our season, but the times we did get to go was really fun. We almost, dare I say, left at the end of the Vermiracle. And thank God we did not. We ended up like in the first row and got to see the whole thing happen. And I don't think Chloe would have ever forgiven me because it was probably me who was ready to leave, unfortunately. So that memory comes to mind.
We did end up having like a great view of it though.
Mm-hmm.
We were close, and then the 1 second everyone's getting excited, and so we rushed down to the railing. Got a great view of it. So our view definitely was better than if we would have stayed where we were at. So we did make that one.
We did. We went to a lot of
Yes, it
volleyball
did.
games as well, sat in the student section there, got to participate and kind of be on the other side. A lot of Cotton Eye Joe, I can recall, and
Mark,
just, you know.
Mark, the famous wave, right?
Yes, the wave.
Yep, that was at a volleyball game.
Epic.
I'd get excited every time there's the wave going on at a game now, and it always brings me back to that time at the volleyball game. It was awesome.
I would agree. I really didn't appreciate a wave until Chloe and Mark. Wave. We're at a Twins game. We're at a Lynx game. Someone needs to start the wave.
Yep.
Yes, bring them back.
Yes.
Well, I guess last one from me kind of deals with the current landscape of college basketball, and everyone wishes they could have gotten paid. And Chloe, you are in the middle of all of this, but what are your thoughts on the current landscape of college athletics and college basketball, I guess specifically?
Yeah, I think, it is I'll be honest, it's a little difficult having missed this opportunity by not too many years. I don't hear a lot of it in my position at Minnesota right now. That's kind of not my little area. And I think for us, just because things are still up in the air a little bit, we're keeping some of those things close to our chest. And so, I'm not always involved in those conversations, and I kind of like it like that. Just so, I've got a little jealousy in me, so I think, not knowing those numbers and just really getting to remember the good memories of it. But yeah, college basketball is a crazy place right now. I think things are always changing and will for quite a while now. With the House settlement getting settled now with a vote on that, it'll be interesting to see kind of how this all plays out here in the next couple of months. It could be crazy. But I am happy for the kids that are getting to be paid now. I think with the NIL thing, even that, there's the NIL and then your rev share. And I think NIL, that was kind of just getting started while we were at USD. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that we or I individually really pushed the envelope enough on that. I think we did miss an opportunity there that, maybe we could have made a little bit of something. But again, it was pretty new at that point too. So it's trying to jump through all the hoops. And I know administration at USD was just trying to make sure we were following all the rules and keeping things clean there. But I do wish that we would have maybe tried to play on the name Clove Lamb Gable or made some t-shirts or do something like that at the time. But it was just a new thing and no one really knew how to navigate it at that time where, we could have profited from that potentially.
Yeah, like Chloe said, you're happy for the kids who are getting
out there. We got one.
I think my dad has one too. But you're happy for what people are getting now and benefiting, and their families are benefiting. I think back to, before people were getting scholarships to play sports or were getting the stipend for food, for needs, like the people in the 2000s or the 90s or the 80s, and how, they probably looked at us and were like, that doesn't seem very fair, or wish that was us. And so I feel like it will just be a continuation of that as time goes on.
All right, Mark, you got any final questions here?
I don't have a question, just a statement. You guys know how I feel about you. You're awesome. I love you. Say hi to I really appreciate you hopping on and say hi to your families for me. They're also some people. So we certainly miss you in Vermilion.
We love you too, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys. This was,
Mhm.
I don't want to cut us short yet if you have more to say, but we do really appreciate too you having us on, and you've had some pretty big guests, and so to be included in that is pretty cool. We still feel the love from USD all the time, and all the the stories that we've shared today. There are many more of those. So definitely,
We're always looking for a chance to relive the glory days.
absolutely.
Well, you're friends of the show now, so you'll always be a text away. We'll always be a text away if you guys ever need anything, or if you need anything to promote. We'd be happy to help with that too. Chloe, I don't know if we'll promote Minnesota women's basketball per se, but unless there's a rematch on the horizon. But
that would be fun. That would be fun.
Well, Mark did miss an episode in season 1 because he drove to a Gopher women's game on a Sunday and was on the road on the way back.
Yes, he did.
He's a lifelong supporter of both of you and many other Yotes. He's always going to be there supporting everyone. Liv, if you ever hit it big with whatever and you want to sponsor the show in future years too, you're always welcome to do that.
Noted.
We do have some merch that we're working on here, so maybe we'll, if we get the t-shirt deal figured out, we'll have to send you all some swag related to the show. But we really appreciate both of you taking time out to come on and talk with us, and we could probably sit here and just listen to stories for another hour and a half too. But I don't know if that always goes over too well on the podcast form. Maybe some people like it, but we'll just have to plan to have you on a future episode. So.
There we go.
Absolutely. Yeah, let us know if there's anything we can help promote as well. And we appreciate your guys' support throughout the years and the continuation after leaving Verm, and we can't wait to come back.
Can't wait to see you guys.
Well, thank you very much. That was awesome.
Amazing.
We are back live now.
Yes.
Many thanks to Chloe and Liv for once again taking time out of their summer. Great to catch up with them too.
Yeah, fantastic memories. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and Mark, while we were doing that interview, you actually had JD Gravina lined up to join in, and he bailed on us.
Yeah, there was a mix up there, but that would have been so epic there after they mentioned the 10th block and at Western Illinois to have him pop in. That would have.
Now, if they happen to be watching, we didn't mention that to them, right?
Nope.
Yeah, so if Liv and Chloe are watching, Mark had it lined up to have JD Gravina join the show that day, and we were going to surprise the both of you with that. So, all what could have been.
Yeah.
Right. No. So this slide here just kind of highlights some of the stuff that happened while Liv and Chloe were in Vermilion, along with their teammates, obviously. But 135 wins, 3 NCAA tournament appearances, including a Sweet 16, a WNIT semifinal in which Chloe hit one of the most famous shots in women's basketball history versus Michigan State there down the stretch to beat them. And oh, by the way, the season they didn't go to a postseason was a 30-2 season. Cut short by COVID, what might have been there. They're first and second in games played, 162 and 144. And if you take those numbers and go back up to the first line, man, oh man, we just did a ton of winning while they were here. Yeah. So, and there's all kinds of personal stats for each of them. They're both over 1,000. Chloe's just shy of 1,900, fourth all time. But beyond that, they're just fantastic people, and their families are as well. So they're always going to be they'll always be on my Mount Rushmore of USD since I've been around. So really appreciate them hopping on. That was great.
Yep. What a thrill. We recorded that interview last summer, and as we're preparing for this over the past couple of weeks, both Mark and I rewatched it, and it was like, wow, that was amazing. Just being able to, relive the interview from a few months ago was just spectacular. But awesome. We really appreciate both Chloe and Liv joining us and being such great people and friends of the show and USD Coyotes for life. So
we should do it again.
Yes. All right, Jordan.
Yeah, once again, many thanks to our Player of the Week sponsor, Dairy Queen of Vermilion, Hartford, and Del Rapids. As the holiday season wraps up, make sure you head over to DQ, try their holiday nog shake, the Frosted Sugar Cookie Blizzard, and the Peppermint Bark Blizzard. I am all sugared out from treats the last few days, and we still got a lot.
Sounds like a quitter. I'm
not quitting. I ain't hear no fat lady singing. So, but again, many thanks. Dairy Queen, Vermilion, Hartford, Del Rapids, their new holiday treat menu. Thank you for sponsoring the upcoming Player of the Week segment this season.
All right. News and notes, Mark.
News and notes. Friend of the show, Avery Van Hook. Friend of the show, Cameron Ferris. And future friend of the show, Amanda Lotion, named all academic team for volleyball.
Mark obviously wasn't. It's called Academic All-Americans, but yeah, that's okay.
Well, you got the gist of it, right? Mobridge High School, class of 95. Isaac Brown's named to the Lou Henson Award early season watch list. Well deserved for him. He's been on an absolute tear lately. Dairy Queen gift cards. Go back and watch last week's show or the previous show. There's 3 or 4 of them in a row there. You can figure out how to get that gift cards. Long story short, go donate to Aiden Bauman's Alex Lemonade Stand. Mention us. Come find us, and we'll get you a Dairy Queen gift card. That's the long story short on that. Calling all Yotes, April 17th, Friday, April 17th. Tickets are on sale now. We're kicking around ideas about being there, and you should be too. Always a great cause, great time.
And hopefully we don't have any Dairy Queen gift cards left in April 17th.
If we have Dairy Queen gift cards left by April 17th, yikes. We'll think of other ways to get them out to folks.
Donate to Alex's Lemonade Stand. Goodness gracious, people.
Yeah, $5.
$5. Donate $5.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Well, Mark, you mentioned the basketball game today. You were there. We all watched it. It went pretty well. USD ended up on the correct end of this one, 85-61 over Mount Marty. It was, a little bit tight the first half. Yotes went into halftime with a 10-point lead, but then came out and had a really nice stretch there in the second half and extended that lead a little bit further and ended up with the 24-point victory. 1,200 fans on a snowy winter day. I mean, goodness gracious, the meteorologist said we should have shut down the whole country. So I'm surprised 1,200 fans were able to make it out there, but good job by everyone that was able to attend. Once again, it was at time 0. We need to talk to the stats people about what's going on there.
Yeah, it took longer than that. I was there. So,
yeah. South Dakota native Kelly Pfeiffer was one of the officials of the game as well. So
please tell me you won your battle of where in the world Kelly Pfeiffer. Did you win today?
Mark got the point today. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So if you don't know what we're talking about on Twitter, me and several friends have a little contest where we try to identify where Kelly's at every single game. And today Mark got the point. And so Mark's on the scoreboard, the leaderboard now for where in the world of college basketball is Kelly Pfeiffer. So good job, Mark.
Well, yeah, it was easy today.
Yeah. And he actually diffused an eye chart moment during the game as well. So
sure did. Yes.
Great job by Kelly. Here's some statistics from the game.
Yeah, Yote shot over 50%. 37.5 from 3, made 9 3-pointers, and shot 80% from the free throw line. Not as many free throws as they've had maybe in recent weeks, but 80%, we'll take that. And we talked about it last week. Previous opponents shooting above or near 50%, and in Wyoming's case, they shot like 107% at the first half. Not the case today. Nice job by the Yotes. 37.5 for the game for the Lancers. So all in all, a nice second half for the Yotes, and came away with a much needed win here.
And that's very consistent numbers there between the first half and second half for the Yotes. 51.72 in the first half, 51.72 in the second half.
Yeah, don't see that a lot.
Yeah, consistency. Individually, Isaac Bruns led the team in scoring 23 points. Jordan Crawford had 17 for the Yotes. Cameron Fens on 5 of 6 shooting had 12 points, friend of the show. And Uzziah Bunton also had double digits with 10. Vince Buzelis had a good game. I thought he was very active out there in this one and ended up with 9 points for the Yotes. And overall, one of the things we've been highlighting over the past few weeks here is the lack of assists compared to turnovers. But you can see in this one, the Yotes had a much larger percentage there with 17 total assists in the game.
According to the Yotes notes, this is the second straight game where 17 assists or higher. So sharing the rock.
The other thing to point out here is the list of players who played this game is not exceptionally long. Jesse McIntosh was in a boot, confirmed with my own eyes that was the case, not dressed. A lot of guys standing at midcourt during pregame. So Shaverwine was not in attendance. So we rolled with what was that, eight fellas there. So a different look. Like I say, like we mentioned last week, it was important for them to get out and kind of adjust to the lack of bodies. And it feels like they're midway through the second half. They certainly did that. So,
and if you're watching via video, this could be the roster for
a little while.
For a little while. 8 players who pretty confident in their ability to play basketball. That's going to be the Yotes for a little while. And we start conference play, as we'll get to here in a slide or two. But yeah, it was, shorter roster, I should say, right now.
Well, we had a tough time picking the player of the week because of all the action for the Yotes this week. But we came up with a name. Jordan?
Well, I would have been a little biased towards Jordan Crawford. I thought he had a great game today too, but we're going to give the Howling Podcast Player of the Week, presented by Dairy Queen of Vermilion, Hartford, and Del Rapids, to Isaac Bruns of men's basketball. 23 points, 6 boards, 4. Did I seriously put assets instead of assists, or did someone change that? Okay, well, it's 4 assists versus Mount Marty. Oh my gosh. Days since Jordan's last mistake. We got to go back down to 0 now. Okay. Anyways, congrats to Isaac on getting this week's Howling Podcast Player of the Week, presented by Dairy Queen.
And we'll get that graphic posted and shared on social media. Great job, Isaac. If you want a Dairy Queen gift card, just donate to Alex's Lemonade Stand. We'll get you one of those as well. So yep. But hopefully we can get Isaac lined up to be a friend of the show here very soon as well. So looking forward to that. Great job by Ice. As far as, the game goes, Mark, you were there. You had a few picks you wanted to share.
Yeah, so a rare opportunity. Normally I see my oldest prairie during the summer where there's very limited Yote activities going on. Maybe a softball game we catch here and there. But so we did get a chance to take in the basketball game today, and she did post me to her snap stories. So I'll take that as a win. It was good hanging out with her. And as we mentioned earlier, probably the most famous referee, maybe High Knees. I don't know. I'd take Kelly over High Knees as the most famous referee in America. Was in Vermilion today, and thank God he was, because he, like Chad mentioned, he saved us from a really bad call there in this early second half. So, no, good time as always.
Yep. Yeah, great attendance there. We just got to work on getting the people more, engaged in the game. Hopefully, here as January rolls around, we get into conference season. The 3 of us will be at more games together, and hopefully we can demonstrate what that means. We've got lots of, good, I guess, examples of that, including.
Warning, we are.
Sweet Caroline.
That's what you should be doing if you're at a game. Get up and dance and wave your arms around, and yeah, we'll have a good time.
And forewarning, we stand up when it's appropriate. We're not going to be annoyingly standing up. If we're standing up, chances are folks need to be standing up and encouraging defense or offense. Like
right.
Or
we haven't mentioned it.
Or sip at the tip at the beginning of the game.
Exactly. We haven't mentioned it at all this year. Thanks for mentioning that, Jordan. Sip at the tip, still a thing. We're still trying to make that catch on. Barry and I did it this afternoon. So, and Coach Petey took part as well. So have fun.
We'll have plenty of opportunities coming up here over the next couple months.
You should do a sip wave, Mark. You talked about the wave with Liv and Chloe.
Yeah,
we should do a sip wave.
Get it to go. That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
We need more people in section 106 to start doing this before we get it all the way around
the sip wave, sponsored by the Howling Podcast. There we go.
Well, what's coming up this week?
A little more active this week. It's like Jordan mentioned. It's conference season. Men will be at North Dakota State on Wednesday. Women's basketball will have a tune-up versus St. Mary of Nebraska Tuesday at 2 p.m. And then travel down to Kansas City to kick off summer league play there Saturday, 2 p.m. And swim and dive. The eye chart is ready to make its appearance here. I believe it's not this week, but it'll be next week. I think it's coming up for sure. They'll be at St. Thomas for a duel on Friday and Saturday. So good luck to swim and dive.
Women's basketball, that's going to be an interesting one down in KC. KC just played Missouri to overtime, lost by 4. That was quite a surprising result. So, ready or not, here comes Summit League play. Wild West.
Defense
and rebounding. And Gata.
That's right.
Defending and rebounding are a must.
All right. A must. Well, like we always do about this time.
And that's just what they wanted to do there. And all things considered, again, as you see the eye chart cardboard cutout, how appropriate.
Through the review, the eye chart made its way to the video board. It really injected some energy.
Our own Mark Wendt is famous for holding up that eye chart in men's and women's basketball games when officials make questionable calls, like maybe, if a defender's in someone's cylinder and just egregiously flops because maybe they are pretending that the offensive player hit him with an elbow that never connected. I don't know, something like that. Then Mark holds up the eye chart and lets the officials know how he feels about that call. We go ahead and give our eye chart of the week moments every single week for questionable things that happened, whether they happened in games or just in life. And so this past week, we gave our eye chart of the week moments, and we had over 12,000 votes, and the majority of people agreed with me. The lack of GoBound app use was the winner with over 40% of the votes, followed by the McAllisters, which was terrible, and X and Twitter, which probably should have won but didn't. So I'll go first. My eye chart of the week goes to the subscription combination of Fubo and ESPN. I cut the cord recently. I'm no longer a cable TV subscriber. I decided to go with a service called Fubo. It's been spectacular for the first month. However, due to some constraints with the billing situation, I had to cancel my subscription and then restart my subscription. During the process of canceling and restarting my subscription, Fubo sent ESPN, which, by the way, ESPN Unlimited comes as a paid part of the subscription with Fubo, sent ESPN a notice that I had canceled my subscription, which means that ESPN took away my subscription that I am currently paying Fubo for, meaning I cannot watch any ESPN programming. I'm paying for it. It's already been charged to my credit card. I was on the phone for over an hour yesterday, twice with ESPN, twice with Fubo, and we still have not resolved this. Because of this big fiasco, Fubo and ESPN, you get my iChart of the week.
Been there before.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Jordan, you're up next.
Okay, mine goes to the rent-free, crowd. And I know that some people in Yote Nation might be a little perturbed by my choice, but it's getting overused, guys. The term rent-free when talking about social media takes or tweets or replies, I've just seen way too many. You know, if an opposing fan, whatever team you root for, if an opposing fan simply tweets about a team and we reply with rent-free, it's getting overused to the point where it's not, Jordan doesn't have time for rent-free. I don't. I used to. I don't. Let me give you the definition of rent-free, because I'm on a tear with Notre Dame and everyone being obsessed with them not accepting the overrated Pop-Tarts Bowl invitation. Rent-free is the entire media and college football fans that the first thing they're thinking about during the entire Pop-Tarts Bowl, and after pretty much every bowl game I've seen so far, is tweeting something about Notre Dame. Notre Dame hasn't done anything for a few weeks. They're sitting at home. Could they have handled the situation better? Maybe. That's rent-free, is the first thing that comes to mind after that game or any bowl game this year. Not any of the other, I think, 12 or 13 teams that declined a bowl game, but Notre Dame. That is rent-free. We got to use rent-free better. And that's so I don't really know what my iChart is. It's either the Pop-Tarts Bowl or rent-free. I'm going to go with the rent-free crowd this week.
He started off strong and then he lost where he was at, folks. So we'll try to clip that up and make some sense of it for everyone.
Well, I mean, he let me into perfectly into my iChart of the week. My iChart of the week goes to Notre Dame and Notre Dame fans. The Pop-Tart Bowl, despite what we said at the beginning of the show and despite what the previous iChart nominee just said, is the people's national championship. And Notre Dame missed an opportunity by not participating in this bowl. No one's going to remember, I don't think, who wins the college football playoff. They're going to remember who won the Pop-Tart Bowl. And that was BYU over Georgia Tech. And Notre Dame fans this week have been like vegetarians. They just let you know randomly that they're vegetarians. Notre Dame fans letting me know that, hey, we're boycotting bowl games. We're not watching them. Like, okay, way to punish yourself. You missed the Pop-Tart Bowl, which is the greatest bowl in the history of mankind. The NCAA is screwing everything up, but they haven't screwed up the Pop-Tart Bowl yet. So Notre Dame and Notre Dame fans, you get my iChart of the week, and I better win this week. Sorry, Jordan.
Well done. Well done.
I'm going to be tagging a lot of Irish accounts that I follow.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it, because you tagging people really works well.
Not. Like me tweeting out something about in the Pop-Tarts Bowl, and then I checked it this morning. I'm like, oh God, nobody has.
The other Jordan is chiming in. The Pop-Tart Bowl is the best. It was a great game, and it's on my bucket list to go to the Pop-Tart Bowl. Yeah, Correct. Exactly. This is no one's saying this about the college football playoff, right? No one's going to go to that.
Pop-Tarts did a great job. And I legit, when I was texting you guys, I forgot it was that day. I thought it was later on because it was such an important bowl game that's moving up. So I forgot that it was. So I did tune into the second half, and for a third of a stadium, I thought it was a pretty decent atmosphere. I'm sure the ratings will be okay with it, but
probably more people than watched USC versus Notre Dame. The rivalry.
Oh, dang it! I should have done Lincoln Riley. Oh, well, missed opportunity there.
Oh. We did have a fan submission this week as well, so I'll go ahead and get that. Our own Mark Wendt continues to say that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. This is a fan submission for the iChart of the week. Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie. People that don't believe it is, they're just wrong. Okay. Mark Wendt, Jay Elson, you're wrong. You're wrong. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Deal with it. Fan submission.
No.
Yes.
Yep. In fact, I might get you a Hans Gruber Falling from Nagatomi Plaza t-shirt.
How about a Christmas ornament to hang on his tree?
Well, wear it in July when it's appropriate.
No.
Because you know how like Menards has those Santas that slowly climb up the ladder? I bet there's one of Hans Gruber slowly falling down like a building. I bet we could put it right next to your Christmas tree next year.
See, don't lose track of the fact that Notre Dame and Notre Dame fans deserve the iChart of the week here.
All right. Well, Mark, go ahead and take us through the next slide here.
So the other thing to mention about the Mount Marty game this afternoon was mental health awareness game. So always great when USD does that, and Mount Marty participated as well. They were wearing warm-up shirts as well. So we just like to point it out each and every week. If you need help, 988 is a great starting point. You can call, you can chat, you can text them. Someone will be there on the other end and help you through rough times. And we certainly support that. And, you're valuable, you matter, hang in there. So reach out.
Well said. Special thanks to our title sponsor, 19 Brewing Company, Main Street, Vermilion, South Dakota. Make sure to head in. Try one of the delicious beverages on tap. Some of the delicious food they have going on there. They've got pizzas. They've got egg rolls. They've got all kinds of stuff. So go in and try it out. Perfect. You're trying to maybe get back into the swing of things, maybe cut down on the sweets a little bit. Hey, go have a pizza and a beer, right? That'll help out a little bit, Jordan. 19 Brewing Company. Tell them the Howling Podcast sent you. Additionally, thank you to our sponsor, Dairy Queen of Vermilion, Hartford, and Del Rapids. Awesome job sponsoring us. They sponsor the Player of the Week every week. They've been doing the gift cards for supporting the Alex's Lemonade stand. So we really appreciate that partnership with Dairy Queen. I know the three of us have some plans to go get some DQ here very soon. So looking forward to that. All right. As always, the Howling Podcast is produced by the Wakanda Peach Company, LLC, out of Burbank, South Dakota. I'm sure we messed up on a lot of stuff, but special shout out to Liv and Chloe for joining us. Awesome show. Until next time, go Yotes.
Go Yotes. Good night, Vermilion.
Let's go! 3 idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runza sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but oh, Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened.
Chad Berger, Brian Dawson with USD.
You're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.